Another beautiful winter morning in Ozarks. We have some shitty weather moving in. Perfect time to do some winterizing test on the BFT47 and the new Century Arms 3X optic. Right, let me put the round to the chamber. I'm going to put a few shots. Okay, rifle is working, and I'm going to hang it in this position, like in a case with the stava, so it can rest nicely and take all the elements and everything when it's raining, pouring, because it should be a sleet, it should be a snow, and we'll see how this is going to sort it out. But hopefully we're going to add some in like natural low ready position, and we'll see how the BFT47 is handling it. So till we'll be back to check on the rifle. Okay, rather uneventful compared to what was really happening. We had thunderstorm with snow, ice coming down, but I don't see that much on the rifle itself. So there are some deposits here, but I was expecting that this will be much more like covered with ice, more like a target is. And as I said, this almost looks, I mean, you can see some deposits, but not that much. So hey, at least it was cold and the rifle was exposed to the cold and you know, basically a winter storm environment. It doesn't look very impressive, but it is what it is. Let's see now if okay, safety moved. It was glued a little bit. You can see the ice here, but not much, nothing inside. So okay, safety down, and let's see if this is going to cycle. So I'm going to put some rounds. The 3X optic still working, the illumination is still on, that's nice. All right, I'm going to shoot down the range. Okay, look at that, all around, and magazine removed, and there you go. Let me just check the chamber one more time, but it was bolt hold open. Yeah, nothing in the chamber. There's still ice deposits here. That safety lever, but yeah, no stress whatsoever for the winter weather. So we have to put it and expose it to the different environments and go from there. It's crazy how the weather changes in the Ozarks. A few days ago we had an ice, snow, storm, thunderstorm with the snowstorm. Today 70s. Perfect weather after that all ice and snow melted. The mud and the swamps are coming back to the life. So let's see if we can replicate some real life mud tests, since the mud tests are the rage right now. But we're going to do the car moment. So round into the chamber, round is into the chamber, and let's assume we're crossing the swamp and the car manages to drop the rifle into the swamp. All right, there you go. Boy, that doesn't look very promising. So Carl picks up the rifle. Okay, rifle is out from the swamp, and since the car is a retard, Carl manages to drop the rifle again to the swamp. So there you go. We're stomping. This time I'm going to pull it out, and we'll see if you see the mud. There's no question about that. There you go. All right, let that water drain out, and I'm going to rotate right now towards the place I can shoot. All right, Ulla, are you ready for some action? So the safety goes down, and let's see how we can shoot. Okay, perfectly fine. Empty mag. There you go, bolt hold open. So that worked, and no round in the chamber. So I would say the temporary submersion into the swamp worked out very well. So if you are a car and working with a BFT47, you're probably okay. More tests are coming. Plowing forward with a BFT47. That footage from the winter program was a little bit disappointing because I was expecting that the more deposits will be made on the rifle. Still, made no mistake, the rifle was completely exposed to the elements. There was a freezing rain over 24 hours, past 24 hours, and the rifle took it well. It was just not spectacular, but I think it was a good simulation of real conditions what you can encounter in the field when walking with the rifle. And then of course the swamp test. Don't worry, as far as the swamp test, we will perform a complete 3-day submersion into the swamp. So that was just opportunity because I have seen how muddy the bottoms are because of that melting snow and ice, and I thought that would be a good idea to you know, drop it to that mud and see how the rifle will do. So as you can see, we're gaining more, you know, scars and things like this, and it's finally starting to look more like a AK, right? One thing which I will tell you right away, guys, I did discover that the AK master mount has problems with this rifle because the side rail, that cutout, which is right here, is too shallow. And one of the big strengths of the master mount is using this as an extra lock-in point, camming point. So in order now to make this work, I'll probably use the Dremel tool and deepen that slot, or you can do that with you know, file out a little bit from that latch. But I like to use that latch, so I'm going to Dremel the rail a little bit to make it fit, and that should clamp that optic really well. The other mounts which are not using this slot as a camming, they will probably be fine. I know the RS Regulate mount works just fine. Another observation which I will give you from shooting now more and working with this rifle, it has a little bit, you know, that kicking recoil. I think it's slightly overgas. It's not much, but it's slightly overgas. Not a big deal, as most of these AKs are usually overgas, but that's something to keep in mind. Okay, enough with the bullshit talk. Let's start taking this puppy apart and actually see. By the way, this is the Gen 4 3X annihilator combo. So this is something really cool. This optic is basically made for the AK, guys. This is an absolutely, this is 3X. I'm not joking. This is a 3X prism scope. So that's really cool. Anyhow, drilling into the rifle. Let's see what we got inside, because I didn't even check how the things are looking like. So we will start with the recoil spring. There is some basic rust at the front of the recoil spring, but other than this, not much. And those surface rust deposits will be popping, I'm guessing, here and there, because of all the exposure to moisture, ice and snow and everything. So look how weather is changing. I think it's actually really cool that we got all those types of the weather, so we can see how the hardware is performing. All right, bolt carrier. Let me pull out the bolt from the bolt carrier. We'll deal with the bolt carrier in a second. Let's check the bolt. Not much happening on the bolt yet. The extractor claw is looking good, and the surface on the locking lugs appears to be perfectly fine as of right now. Of course, you guys are seeing, as always, everything in high resolution pictures. If you see something, say something, okay? But as of right now, I don't see much happening on that bolt. The bolt carrier, so far, no surface rust on it, no nothing. It's looking good. How is that rear end? And the rear end is looking perfect, guys. Not much happening on the rear end. There is some slight deformation, I think. Maybe not. We'll see how this will go. Camming channel is looking good, and there is no wobbling on that piston. So rivet, you can clearly see the rivet, so it's riveted, it's not welded. All right, that much. So much for the bolt carrier. Let's see how we are looking inside. Okay, so on the trigger, I see that they are not using a braided spring, it's just a regular spring on it. The retainer plate is included. It's a retainer plate for the fire control group pins, so that's a nice touch. And then of course we have a right locking shoulder on the trunnion. There is some basic surface wear, but nothing, no, that is looking perfect, guys. Actually, we'll see how this will develop. This is the point which we always want to keep an eye on. So far so good. This is all looking cool, and the barrel is, the chamber is looking okay too. I'm looking at that trunnion, and on that right side of the trunnion, we'll see on the picture, kind of see how the barrel was pressed to the trunnion. You will see the pictures, and you will see what I mean. So that's something what I'll be looking to how this is going to hold up. And the bottom is looking good. How the rivets are looking like? The rivets are looking good here on this side. Let me flip it to the other side, and the rivets are holding up. I don't see any separation. There's no light coming through, so that's cool. Quick look to the rear trunnion, and the rear trunnion is looking good too. Not much to say about the wood yet. We'll see how this wood will hold up. So far so good. We'll pop the lever and we'll see what's happening with the gas tube. And here is the pirate for the Pirates Union. And look inside the gas tube. Unveils absolutely nothing. There's not much going on with the gas tube. As you can see, that's kind of sloppy, but this is like a bare wood exposed here. They did not put the finish on it, so just the pointing this out. Like you can clearly see the finish was here on the inside, but then they left this part kind of exposed. So strange, but whatever. The cleaning rod is holding up, it's not getting loose. That's cool. And the barrel is looking here okay. I don't see much. And the gas block, inside the gas block, it's hard to tell, guys, because I don't have a good lighting, but it looks like it's okay inside the gas block. The pins on the gas block are looking good, and on the front post as well. So at some point I'm going to put the suppressor on it, and we'll see how this puppy can deal with the suppressor, and if it's going to be any issues with if the barrel is concentric or not. And we'll go from there. And I will tell you right now too that I see that the finish inside the lower handguard on the inside, there's nothing. It just looks like a bare wood, exposed wood. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, guys, this is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will keep pushing as many rounds through that rifle as I can, and we'll go through all the circuits with the regular tests as well, so you will have some data for it, of course. And maybe next episode we'll try to put a little bit more stress on the marksmanship. So far so good. It keeps shooting well, but we'll see, because we keep increasing the pressure on it. So that's it. As always, big thanks to our Patreons. You guys are the best. Thanks for supporting AKOU, and thanks for shopping at the AKOU store, because this helps, okay? I'm not going to lie. to you. Alright, if you have any questions, please post underneath of the video and I'll try to answer it for the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you guys, bye. That was spectacular.